All right.
I am here in the Comic Book Lounge with Adam Ward of Fanfiction the Show.
Hey, Quintessential Comics.
Fanfiction the Show is a local production put on in Toronto.
Yes, it started as an independent production, and then we were brought in by the Black Swan Comedy Theater, and we've been running it for a year now, since June 23rd of last year. So it's almost our 1 year anniversary.
Oh, wow. Are you guys going to do something special for your 1 year anniversary, or are you just going to drink alone in your apartment? Like, that was a spoiler.
Special. Yeah, that was a spoiler that I hope nobody would know. And now everybody knows. We might go, hit a bar and make a big party of it, but don't know yet. So no plans yet, but something will happen. So keep an eye on the Facebook page.
So you guys do them mostly monthly, right?
Right, it's monthly.
Getting a little more often creative now.
Right, so it's every month, and we always have a different theme from Star Trek, Star Wars. Sailor Moon is coming up very shortly. And then next week we have the North by Northeast Festival, and that's why we're doing 2 in June.
Yeah, this probably won't be up by next week, but you know.
Yeah.
Whatevs. That's cool. And you guys have like a Facebook page, right. And I don't think you have Twitter.
Well, we do. I'm just horrible at Twitter. I don't really understand Twitter.
It's okay. I can teach you.
Yeah, could you?
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like with all the new technology, I feel like a grandparent trying to work the VCR.
Yeah.
That's where I'm stuck. So Facebook is my thing.
The problem is, technology is increasing, and growing exponentially instead of just like multiplying. It's exponential, so it's just like, whew. So,
Sailor Moon pose. You did that to just go into a
Sailor Moon pose. What? But yeah, back to Sailor Moon. Why did you guys decide to do Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon
Had you just gotten through all the cool stuff? You're just like, we finished The Hobbit.
I think Sailor Moon is very cool. How dare you?
Oh, it's a test. You passed.
Yeah. We had done a lot of stuff. We had done Star Wars, Star Trek, mostly sci-fi stuff, Doctor Who, and we always wanted to do anime, but we didn't know where to start, whether it was Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Naruto. And
all good options, but I have to say Sailor Moon is a very good one, especially because with your age group of the crowd that's going to be there. Right. Most of them, 20 to 30, they grew up with Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon was their first introduction to anime.
Exactly, right. So, I didn't know what the response was going to be. I loved Sailor Moon, but I didn't know, and I didn't know if it still had a current audience. So on my Facebook page, I just asked if people would see the show, and if people wanted to be a part of it.
And then exploded.
Yeah, my email blew up, and I had girls who were friends of friends of friends emailing me, being like, I want to be in your show.
Hey, we haven't actually talked about what the show is.
Right.
Fanfiction, the show, what they do is you guys got a couple of comedy troupes who contribute regularly.
Right.
They go online, find the worst fanfictions of a genre, and then you get up on stage and they sort of act it out. Sort of like, I picture it as like a radio show, except they're there.
Right.
And now you're going all out. You got costumes and sets and stuff.
Yeah, it started off very slow, where it was just a couple of us reading scripts badly, and then it kept progressing, whereas people really loved those initial versions. But then the idea behind it was, how do we become different? Is there any other comedy shows that have a set designer? No, so let's get one. Does any other comedy shows do makeup? No, so let's get one of those. And it just kept adding and growing, and now it's like a big cosplay event where people dress up as their favorite characters and show up at the show. I met Alice when she was at James Bond, and she was a Bond girl.
Yeah, I went with a couple of my girlfriends, and I was like, "Yo, guys, let's pull out all the stops. Let's get our Bond girl stuff on."
Yeah.
So we wore heels and our fancy clothes.
Yeah, they were rocking out.
I think that we might have been the first cosplayers, quote unquote, to go to a fan fiction show in costume. I'm just gonna claim that.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that might be true.
Yeah. I have a couple really interesting Sailor Moon stories. I just want to share with you. Just 'cause. Number two. I was hanging out here at the Comic Book Lounge doing something or other. Whatever it may have been. I think I was designing my set at that point in time. And woman comes in. She's mid-60s, I think. She's got gray, fizzy hair. She comes up to the back of Gorilla Printing, and she's like, oh, I need a printing job done. And she saw I was building the set, so I was telling her about my website, T.Comics, and she's like, oh, you know Sailor Moon? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I was the English voice of Luna, the cat.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, sweet. And I talked to her about it, and she's like, yeah, I mean, I just did voices for the cat. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Did she do anything else besides the cat, or was she only the cat?
She told me she did, she had voice parts in, like, Kiki's Delivery Service and, like, a bunch of other, she's done tons of voice acting. So I got a picture with her on my phone. I'm going to put it up in the video if I can manage to edit it like that. If I can't, you'll just have to believe me. I swear it happened. It was just really random and pretty cool.
That's awesome.
People should just hang out at the comic book lounge because cool stuff happens here.
Well, I met Toby Proctor through a friend. My friend Ashley Como is a Second City main stage alum, and I was telling her about the show and how excited we were about Sailor Moon, and she goes, I actually know the guy who was Tuxedo Mask. And she introduced me to him, and that's how he's part of the show now.
That's awesome. So you guys do you want to do this thing where you bring in actors of the original series? Yeah,
that's the plan right now. So Toby Proctor is going to be the first. I'm trying to get a hold of Nicholas Brendan, who played Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as that would be, I was a huge fan of his, so that would be a dream come true to have him as part of the show.
Hey, and if you can't get him, you can just get his identical twin brother.
Get his twin, yeah. Cheaper.
There you go! No, he's really cool.
Yeah, have you met him?
I haven't met him personally. Stop ruining my mic.
I'm sorry.
I haven't met him personally, but I saw him in a panel at Wizard World a couple of years ago, and I asked him to do the Snoopy dance, and he did.
That's awesome.
And it was really
it's adorable.
Cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. And also, Sailor Moon is the first fan fiction show to have 2 showings in a night.
Right, that is true.
Are you nervous about that?
It's going to be different. I'm more excited than nervous about it.
That's a good way to take it.
Yeah. It's the first one that we've done, and I mean the Facebook page right now is at 100 yeses, which is more than we've received for a lot of them. It's always been a sold-out show, but now it's like it has a lot of momentum behind this one. So we're gonna try for an 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock, and you can buy tickets online.
That's awesome. That's really exciting. And you know, we can't promise it yet, but we're gonna try to bring some 1 or 2 select scenes from the show to the channel, but we'll have to see if the technology allows.
If it exists.
Yeah, and I hope you guys would like that, so let me know what you think in the comments. And I know this isn't a comic book thing per se, but
it's like a culture thing.
It's a culture thing, and we don't limit ourselves here.
Yeah.
Opportunities are endless. Boundaries don't exist.
Give yourself a chance, kid.
Breaking out of the panels here, yo.
I love that ended in a pose again.
You gotta pose.
You do. I don't pose enough in my regular life.
Posing, it's just a thing you gotta do. So thanks so much for joining me here today,
Thank
Adam.
you for having me here. It was a pleasure.
And we look forward to more awesome things from Fanfiction the Show.